Do you want to control your hormones? If yes, then today's audiobook is for you. Have you ever felt irritated for no reason? Have you ever felt that you want to do everything, but something inside you is stopping you? Or is there a day when your mood goes bad for a little thing and you yourself don't understand, what is happening to me? So listen, it's not your brain, it's your hormones. Yes, the same hormones whose name you read in the biology book of your school, but never understood that they actually control your entire life. And if you haven't learned to control them, then no matter how much motivation you listen to, no matter how many books you read, you will never be able to control your mind, body, and life. Now is the time to play the game backwards. This time, we will not start with the brain, but with the hormones. Today, we have brought for you an audiobook called Master Your Hormons. Control your hormones and live your life as you wish. In this audiobook, we will go through the 5 hormones one by one that control your entire emotional, mental, and physical life. Cortisol, dopamine, testosterone, oxytocin, serotonin, and first of all, what are hormones themselves? But this will not just be information, it will be a transformation. Because if you don't control your hormones, then your hormones will control you. Every time you get into overthinking, every time you lose motivation, every time you get into negativity, it is not just a game of mindset, it is a game of chemical imbalance. And the good news is that you can change it, because hormones are not God. Your actions, your habits, your choices control them. After listening to this audiobook, you will not only know the names of the hormones, you will understand how to wake up every hormone, how to calm it down, and how to use it for your growth. Imagine, when you want, you are motivated. When you need, you are calm. When the time comes, you become confident, focused, and emotionally balanced. All this is possible if you understand yourself and your hormones. So let's start this journey. Chapter 1. What are hormones and how are they running your life? Have you ever thought why you feel the way you feel? As soon as you wake up in the morning, you get a strong motivation in a few days. You feel that the world will change today. And some days, you don't even feel like getting up from bed. A small task seems heavy, like a mountain. Sometimes you want to talk to people a lot. And sometimes you feel like running away from everyone for no reason. What have you thought so far? All this is my personality. I have some problems. Maybe I'm the only one who cannot be consistent. But the truth is, there is nothing wrong with you. It is wrong not to know the power of your subconscious. And that power is called hormones. What are hormones? Think about it. Your body is a big orchestra. There are hundreds of signals playing every second. Every instrument is playing a part or the other. But who is the conductor of this orchestra? Hormones. In hard language, hormones are the chemicals in your body that send messages from one place to another. But in real life, they are the rule of your mind. Every time your mood changes, every time you feel motivated or depressed, every time you love someone or hate, every time you want to start something new, but you leave it in 2 days. There is no thought behind it. There is no truth behind it. In fact, it is the movement of your hormones. But how does this movement work? Let's take a small example. You decided that you will get up early in the morning and work out. The first day, you rang the alarm, you got up. The second day, you snoozed for a while, but you left. On the third day, you didn't feel like it. On the fourth day, you felt guilty. On the fifth day, you left. Now you blame yourself. I don't have discipline. I will never be consistent. But what you don't know is that on the third day, your cortisol had increased. Stress hormone. And dopamine had dropped, reward hormone. Because of this, your body and mind programmed you. Stop, save yourself, rest. So did you give up? No, your hormones had given up. And that is when confusion starts. Then you think mindset is everything. If you have discipline, everything will be fine. I think negatively. I should watch motivational videos. But the real question is, who makes the mindset? Who triggers the emotions? Where does the energy come from? Why does the focus come? And why does it go away? The answer is the same: hormones. Now see how they are affecting you. When you try to connect with someone, oxytocin. When you run towards success, dopamine. When you feel empty, serotonin. When you are scared, cortisol. When you are in fight mode, testosterone. Every emotion, every reaction, every relationship with a person, their controller is your hormones. Then the question is, can you control them? Yes, and this is the biggest strength. We will not only tell you their names, but we will also teach you when a hormone is active, how to calm it down, how to increase it, and how your habits and choices change your hormones. Because hormones are not God. They are your daily decisions and actions. Now we will decode those 5 hormones one by one, which are the master remote of your body, mind, and emotions. But we will start with the hormone that is the most silent, but the most dangerous. This is the reason for your overthinking, anxiety, and mental breakdowns. In the next chapter, we will face it and learn how to calm down, how to control, and how to make your mind your friend again. Chapter 2. Cortisol, the real reason for overthinking, stress, and angus. Have you ever thought why your mind wakes up? Why, when everything is going well, there is still a fear and anxiety inside? Why do you overthink every little thing? Why, what will happen if the questions don't let you sit in peace? In this chapter, we will tell you the real story that is silently taking away your peace every day. It is called cortisol, which is called the stress hormone. Cortisol is the hormone of your body that will save you from danger. Thousands of years ago, when humans used to live as if a lion came in front of them or someone attacked them. But the real problem is that these days, lions don't come. But your cortisol thinks that every little thing, like someone ignoring you, or you underperforming in a meeting, or your Instagram not working, is also a danger. So what happens? You get fear, anxiety, overthinking, and anxious energy inside. You think you are tired, but actually your brain is burning with cortisol. Imagine you have started a new project with a lot of enthusiasm, but in the first week itself, you get a slow response. Your brain starts immediately. Maybe this idea is useless. What will people think? I will fail, right? And then you stop taking action because fear is overpowering. You were not stopping here. Your cortisol was stopping you. Have you ever thought that someone ignored you and didn't reply and you kept thinking about him all day? Did I say something wrong? Maybe he doesn't want to talk to me now. Why do I keep meeting such people? Reality can be, but your cortisol is already active, which makes every possibility negative. Many people think their enemy is the outside world, but actually their biggest enemy is uncontrolled cortisol. Because this hormone is your biggest power.
It kills your concentration, your peace, and your courage from inside. Now let's understand how to control 1. Deep breathing. Whenever you start running in your take a deep breath 5 times and let it go. This directly calms the cortisol. 2. Phone-free mornings. Checking your phone in the morning increases your cortisol. 3. Sunlight therapy. 4. Negative loop awareness. Whenever your mind starts overthinking, tell yourself this is not the real reason for stress and overthinking, but cortisol. But now there is another hormone that makes you feel good and then starts controlling you. It is dopamine, which hacks your reward system and traps you in addiction, distraction, and fake motivation. Let's understand this in the next chapter. Chapter 3. Dopamine is your motivation and addiction. Have you ever felt that Instagram was only 5 minutes, and when half an hour went by, you didn't even realize? Or one day you were super motivated, and the next day you felt like your energy left? Or you promised yourself that you a new habit, but in 2 days it went? The answer to in your self-discipline, the real mastermind, is dopamine. We often think dopamine is we like compliments, money, food, likes, views. But the main purpose of dopamine is to motivate you to achieve rewards. In dopamine is a promise of happiness, not actual happiness. That's why when you scroll Instagram, you always think you'll find something more interesting and you keep scrolling because your mind is asking for dopamine. For example, You watch Instagram Reels and get on posts, and you play games, and you eat fast food and dopamine, and you watch. The mind doesn't care if the thing is right or wrong, it just has a question whether it will give you dopamine or not. Now think, if you have given the owner of your dopamine to an app, a habit, or a person, then you are not taking the decisions of your life yourself. Your dopamine is taking it. Assume that you are a student. You have decided that you will wake up at 6 in the morning and start studying. At night, you have put down your phone and set an alarm. But when the alarm rings in the morning, your hand automatically goes to snooze. And after that, you open Instagram again. Then one reel, then another. And when did you leave in the morning? You didn't even realize. It wasn't laziness. It was a dopamine hijack. Your mind thinks that you won't get dopamine immediately by studying, but you will get it immediately from Instagram. Let's go there. That's why you are not able to do what is necessary in your life. Instead, you do what gives you dopamine. Now the question arises, what happens to the overdose of dopamine? When you take dopamine from every little thing again and again, reels, sugar, gaming, etc., then the mind slowly gets desensitized. That is, the same thing doesn't give you that much happiness. Now you don't get interested in the hard work. Now, in a small adversity, the motivation ends. Then a loop is formed in life. Work is incomplete, guilt, and in the things of dopamine run, then guilt, then running. And in the same way, you move away from your goals without understanding why. Now let's understand how to control dopamine. First, track where dopamine is coming from. Observe for a day, where do you get the most instant happiness? Like Instagram, YouTube, shorts, fast food, random scrolling, games, constant music or background noise? Identify them. 2. Slowly reduce their exposure. Do you want to use Instagram? Just decide 15 minutes at a time. Instead of reels, look for content that learns some long form. Not every day, just once a week. Instead of noise, experience a little silence. Remember, it's not bad to take dopamine, but it is important to know when, how, and why you are taking it. 3. Learn to take dopamine from low dopamine things. Reading a book, walking, deep work, practicing a skill, writing a journal, these things will seem boring at first because they don't give you instant dopamine. But slowly your mind will be rewired, and you will start getting real satisfaction from them. Dopamine is not your enemy. The problem happens when you follow instant dopamine instead of long-term fulfillment. So ask yourself this question every day. Whatever I'm going to do, will it only make me happy now, or will it make my life better? If you start asking this question every day, then you have become the owner of your dopamine. And the one who becomes the owner of his dopamine becomes the owner of his goals too. Now you know that your motivation and distraction were in the hands of dopamine. But now the question is, when it comes to your self-confidence, strength, and focus, who is the real fuel? In the next chapter, we will learn about the hormone that makes you a warrior from within. 4. Testosterone. Self-confidence, muscle, and focus fuel. Have you ever felt that you don't have the courage you used to have? You don't feel like going to the gym, you don't focus on work, or if someone stands in front of you, you get scared from within. You think, has my willpower weakened? No, the problem is not in your willpower. The problem is in your testosterone. Testosterone is such a hormone that is the powerhouse of your confidence, strength, and masculine energy. When it falls, the man also feels weak and directionless. But when it is high, the average boy also feels like a king. Now the question is how to understand and increase testosterone. Let's understand everything in depth. Today's lifestyle is slowly killing testosterone. Sitting all day, mobile, junk food, lack of sleep, overthinking, and fear, like a silent poison, are killing your masculine power, and you don't even realize it. Now the question arises, what happens when testosterone is low? Your body feels soft. Your voice becomes light. Your face loses aggression and charm. Your motivation disappears. And most importantly, you slowly become a person who can't do this. And then you think, why did I become like this? Testosterone is not just a muscle-building hormone. It is your dominance energy. When you are ready to win, when you speak and people listen, when you are not afraid of taking risks, then your testosterone is high. And when you pull yourself back, when you are afraid of every decision, and when you are not able to stand in front of anyone, then understand that your testosterone is falling. This hormone runs on a cycle. Action, confidence, testosterone boost. If you stop action on more action, then confidence breaks and testosterone starts to fall. Suppose you have stopped going to the gym for many days. You are sleeping late at night. As soon as you wake up in the morning, you are on the phone. And then all day, just scrolling and excuses. Gradually you start to feel, I don't feel like doing anything. I am not happy with myself. I don't have the same energy as I used to. These are the symptoms of low testosterone. Now think of another scene. You started going to the gym. You ate properly. You slept early at night. And most importantly, with the mentality of winning, you started a mission. Now there is a change in you. There is a change in the way you breathe. And most importantly, you feel proud of yourself. This is not a magic of motivation. This is the effect of testosterone.
Now let's understand how to increase testosterone in the body. 5. Deep sleep. Testosterone is produced at night. If your sleep is bad, the hormones will also be bad. 6. Take bold actions. Every time you take action out of fear, your testosterone increases as a reward. Now think, if testosterone increases your drive and power, what is it that connects you emotionally with people? What is it that brings love, trust, and connection? The answer is oxytocin, which we will decode in the next chapter. Chapter 5. Oxytocin, the hormone of connection, love, and trust. Just think, have you ever felt that when someone hugs you, your heart is at peace? Or when someone looks into your eyes and honestly says, I am with you, a strange warmth spreads inside. This is not just a word or a touch. This is oxytocin, the hormone that connects us with humans, which deepens relationships, and which is at the root of your loneliness, trust issues, and emotional pain. But in today's world, where people are connected through the phone, disconnected from the heart, oxytocin is the biggest deficiency there. And because of this, we feel more anxious, lonely, and emotionally empty. Now the question is, how does oxytocin work? And how can we increase it consciously? Oxytocin is called the love hormone, or bonding hormone. When you connect with someone, trust someone, or hug someone, then it is released. This hormone makes us feel that we are not alone. Someone understands us. We are important to someone. Your mental health, emotional stability, and relationship quality, all three depend on it. And if you lack oxytocin, you start fearing others you cannot trust, or you feel like no one understands you. This is why some people get stuck in toxic relationships again and again, or they never get emotional fulfillment because their oxytocin system has weakened. Have you ever seen a person who feels lonely even among many people? Or someone who never trusts anyone? Maybe you have also felt this. Think about it. When you are worried and someone asks you how you are, how do you feel? And when someone does not ask, then. This is the difference between the lack of oxytocin and the presence of oxytocin. Oxytocin is the hormone that relieves emotional pain. But in today's fast-paced world, where everything is becoming transactional, this hormone is suppressed. Now the question is how to increase oxytocin. Come, let us know how you can release oxytocin emotionally. 1. Embrace. Hug more. When you hug someone for more than 20 seconds, the floodgate of oxytocin opens. 2. Deep eye contact. Look someone in the eye and talk to them, without looking at the phone, without getting distracted. 3. Help someone without expecting anything. Helping someone without any return. This connects you to yourself. 4. Make a bond with pets. If you have a pet, then you are already releasing oxytocin daily. 5. Gratitude and appreciation.
Saying thank you to someone, praising them, even these small gestures trigger big chemical reactions. 6. Heartfelt conversations. Talk to someone openly today. Share your fears and feelings. 7. Physical touch, respectfully. Holding hands on shoulders. These subtle signals also release oxytocin. Why don't you become the richest person in the world? If you lack oxytocin, you will be hollow inside, disconnected, and emotionally dry. Therefore, along with success, connection is also important. In the end, oxytocin is the hormone that connects you to yourself, to others, and to the love that we all crave. And best of all, you can activate it consciously every day, in every conversation, in every gesture. Because only when you connect with your heart, life feels real. But connecting only today is not enough. The question is, how will you maintain that inner peace and long-term emotional balance? This is what the next hormone, serotonin, the real secret to long-term happiness and stability. Let's move on to the next chapter. Lesson 6. Serotonin, long-term happiness and emotional balance. Have you ever felt that everything is fine, yet there is no happiness from the inside? No excitement, no anger, no sorrow, just emptiness. Many people say that they feel numb in this phase. In this chapter, we will learn that a hormone called serotonin, which is not discussed much, actually controls your long-term well-being, confidence, and emotional balance. And if you understand, you can get that peace and stability that nothing in the world can give you. First of all, understand what serotonin is. Serotonin is a neurotransmitter, that is, a chemical that sends signals to your brain. But this signal is not just feel good. Serotonin regulates your mood, sleep, digestion, memory, and most importantly, your sense of worth and stability. You must have seen that some people break down due to small things, while some people remain stable in big problems. A major reason is serotonin balance. Now the question arises, what is the effect of low serotonin? You may feel that you are not good all the time. Self-doubt overpowers you. Even when you get an achievement, sleep starts to get disturbed, either too little or too much. Nothing seems interesting. Emotional imbalance occurs, sometimes extreme sadness, sometimes numbness. Now pay attention. You must have felt all this sometime in your life. Maybe after a heartbreak, maybe when you considered yourself less in comparison. There, serotonin was quietly falling down. Now understand, what is the effect of high serotonin? When serotonin is working properly, you feel valuable and purposeful. Without any external validation, you sleep better, your digestion is fine, you're emotionally balanced, you don't overreact, you don't easily break down, and most importantly, you can clearly see the meaning of your life. Have you ever seen a peaceful person who speaks less, but when he speaks, the other person listens to him, who does not respond to everything with aggression, but still, his presence is strong? These are the people whose serotonin level is naturally balanced. Now, remember the time in your school or college when you started comparing with a friend? He was looking better, more marks, maybe he was popular among people, and you felt that there is something missing in me. At that time, your serotonin level was low, and you were not getting a feel-good feeling from the inside because your brain did not feel the value. Now you must be wondering how to boost serotonin naturally. Now let's come to the most important part. How to control. 1. Sunlight exposure. Your body produces serotonin from sunlight. Sunlight exposure every day for 15 to 20 minutes can balance your brain chemistry. 2. Gratitude practice. When you focus on the things you have, your brain naturally releases serotonin. Write at least 3 things every day for which you are thankful. 3. Achievements logging. Serotonin tracks your earned worth. Every small achievement, whether it's completing a workout or waking up in time, can boost serotonin. 4. Physical activity. Walking, yoga, running, exercise.
Serotonin boosts not only dopamine, but also serotonin. 5. Helping others. When you help someone, your brain signals you that you matter and serotonin increases.
Serotonin is an internal mirror that tells you whether your existence is important or not. When this mirror is clear, you can see yourself with clarity, calmness, and confidence. But when it is blurred, no matter how much external success you get, it remains empty. Understanding and controlling means balancing your inner weight. Now you have learned the 5 most powerful hormones that direct your thinking, energy, emotion, motivation, and connection. But the real game starts where you learn to balance all these hormones like an orchestra. Now for a moment, think of that version of your life where you wake up every morning without fatigue, where your mind is clear, your energy is consistent, and you feel control over every part of your body. Because now you know that your life was your hormones and now you have learned to control them. In this audiobook, you learn how cortisol controls your worries and overthinking and how you can combat it with deep breaths and sleep. How dopamine is giving you false rewards and how you can get your motivation back. Testosterone is the fuel of your manhood, focus, and discipline, and you can replenish it with your habits. Why does oxytocin trouble you the most when you are alone, and how can the emotional balance come back? How does serotonin make you a happy person, and how can you increase it naturally with consistency, sunlight, and gratitude? Now you have not just knowledge, but also control. Now whenever you overthink, you will know that it is just cortisol. Whenever you think about Instagram, you'll understand that dopamine is playing with you. Whenever you feel that you lack focus, you will know that you lack testosterone, and when you feel loneliness, you'll understand that you need oxytocin. This is the real power to understand yourself from the core so that you can change yourself. Now there is only one word. Start every action step into your life, because just listening is not enough. Transformation happens when you start living it. If this audiobook has opened your eyes, then please share it with someone who keeps saying, "I don't understand why I feel so low." Maybe he's trapped in a hormone trap, which he cannot. Thank you.